How's it going, everyone? It's been a few days since I've made a video, and I've just had a lot going on this last week and a half. So last Wednesday, I made that video talking about life and stuff, and just things I've been kind of going through in general, just with my dad's cancer. He had melanoma twice, and another crazy thing pretty much happened a few hours after I uploaded that video. My dad was doing just fine, and then I get a call that he was outside doing some yard work. He just kind of stopped halfway through and he told me he needs to go to urgent care. He's not really one of those people that likes to go straight to the ER or anything. I was like, if it's serious enough, we need to go to, our local hospital. I don't want to say the name, but our local ER center. And so we went to urgent care, and that's pretty much the same thing that what they said. They just like, we only have a little bit of resources here. It's better for you to go to the ER for any sort of signs like this. So we took him there. It was a long wait, but he was okay. Some of the family came by and we all had a long talk about just things that have been going on recently, just health habits and things that even I've been trying to work with him on. There's like I was explaining to them, there's only so much one person can do, but in a lot of things, it's like when you're cutting out fast food that you consistently eat every single day, high salts, high fats, processed things, TV dinner, stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, like, I do what I can to help him and try to recommend good food, things like that. I mean, especially when I was doing my health kick last year, which, I'll get into all that in just a second, but I tried to suggest other things instead of fast food. At the end of the day, he likes his food. You can't really take that away from somebody. If they have something they really enjoy, it's your parents. You're not going to tell them no. You're going to be able to suggest things to them. I don't really know where I'm going with this. I'm sorry. It's just been a lot to think about. He's already diabetic, so there's been all that shit too. Mainly, we just talked about all of us coming together a lot more. It gave us an interesting perspective on just how life has really slipped by the whole family that's left. Just like how work in general, the 9 to 5 splits everybody. We've all became so separated. It's really sad. I did say, like, every 2 weeks we need to at least plan like a dinner or a get together, some game night, something like that. We used to do board game nights every so often. Just recently, even with my own health that I've been suffering from recently, I've been having a lot more struggles breathing recently, and I'm going to be going in for some breathing tests here soon. I have horrible back pains that are pretty much been chronic for a few years now. If there's anything I can get done with it, I know I have some other health things I need to get taken care of. I'm not going to use this as a whole rant video. But anyways, so he went in there on Wednesday. Thursday, stayed overnight. Friday, was able to get the stent put into his heart, and he's doing a lot better. But it shifted his whole life, nothing's going to be the same anymore. I've gotten through so much stuff recently of just reading paperwork on medications and just trying to figure all this shit out. He's on like 6 or 7 new medications, and like they have to be taken at certain times. Some of them might have to pay attention for reactions, etc. So it's just been a lot, and I just want to come on here really just mainly to apologize for not actually having any more content. I've edited a couple more videos, but just haven't had the time to actually release them. So this will be the last one of these because this is the next section. So I went through while he was in the hospital, and I threw out everything that was bad. And in a lot of ways too, because of my skin condition, I can't eat 99% of the processed stuff that we have on our shelves nowadays. I can eat a very specific type of meal. And now I found that I've been kind of figuring out what I can eat consistently to get all my nutrition that I need consistently, if that makes sense. So I can eat certain types of salads and mix it with certain types of vegetables, finding a local butcher shop for chicken, things like that, organic eggs and stuff like that. They're ones that have like actual vitamins into them and the omega-3, doing potatoes and stuff like that instead of like the frozen hash browns, the processed fries or anything like that. So it's been interesting cutting that kind of stuff out. I've also been drinking the carbonated waters to replace sodas. My throat has been having some weird issues I think it was mainly from the recent cannabis use, which I'll also get into that here in just a minute. But I've been suffering random dry spells. Like I almost can hear it building up right now. And it's like a post-staged super bad cotton mouth. I'm still also suffering through horrible insomnia. I quit pretty much the day that my dad went to the hospital. Just a lot of things have still been getting processed through. This has been a lot. Gotten onto a little bit better of a health kick, trying to get him to be a little bit more active, but also reduce stress as much as possible, and I'm hoping that getting the family together every couple weeks will kind of make that happen. There's going to be a lot of editing done on this video for sure, but just kind of certain things it's kind of hard to talk about, I guess. It's just, life is weird. Certain things that, even though you feel like are in such a horrible negative and everything feels like such shit most of the time, there's certain things that kind of will happen that will kind of wake you up and at least be grateful for the dog shit that you're eating at the moment. Like, that's really the best way I can put it. It's like, even if life is absolute dog shit, there's still a couple things to be blessed for. But yeah, with all that being said, I've also been recently working with getting into a therapy group that I hope will kind of be able to help me progress on certain things that I never could with other therapists. I've written down a lot of things that have actively go through my mind and things that I dealt with in the past and how I dealt with that said trauma and stuff. But there's different ones that help with different kind of things. And I think that's where I've always gotten therapy kind of wrong in a sense. I think the baselines I've always gotten were, I don't know, people try and they're good for certain things, but they weren't good for what I had going on. So I've always just figured out my own way in life, But in recent time, just writing down, especially this last week, just a lot of stuff that's happened when I was younger, things with relationships, things with friendships, like some things I blabbered on about here, goals, shit like that. You just kind of write down what you can, organize it, and I plan on just kind of turning that in and seeing where that goes. Just seeing if there's maybe some answers to the chaos. And there is some other like-minded people that have recommended this to me. So I really hope that it works out, and I hope that there is some hope for something in my head, in life in general too, especially just our future right now in our current society. It's so crazy and stressful. It's just wilding. But anyways, though, like I said, this is going to be the last video of this kind of shit. I want to start focusing on at least being more positive for the channel, and really we're going to be locking in here. I'm still kind of dealing with this issue, but in a couple weeks he should be back to normal where he's able to get around again and do his own thing. Like I said, just focusing on the better health things. Maybe I'll try to record some meals that we come up with. I know me just trying to get into better working out again. I was doing really good last year, lost a lot of weight, then just kind of lost faith in myself. Just got into some bad habits again, I believe marijuana, I say this consistently, there's a lot of positives, but to certain people, there's a lot of negatives. And I think throughout the years of the chronic use that I've done, the biggest thing I could say is it's left some long-term effects on me. And I think mentally it's kind of fucked me up some more too, especially with maybe certain things I haven't really fully processed through. Going through this whole therapy session could open my eyes a lot. But yeah, while we deal with this, there's just going to be a couple more days I have a new music vid, like a little, not music video, I should say, but a little fire camping trip that I had with some peeps last year. We're going to get that out tomorrow. We'll get another studio session out in the next couple days, and then I'll be back to at least trying to get some WoW content. That was a lot of fun, and it was nice and distracting, but time was just kind of flying by, and now I had to lock in on certain things and get this dealt with, just for hopefully, like I said, a better mental health for my future, and just to hopefully get some answers to some of this shit, man, because life sucks at the moment, and I really can't put it any other way that it's just, you get to the point where every day you wake up and you fantasize about the afterlife. Like, it's just, you live on 100% survival. There's no like getting up with any sort of energy. Like, you're just getting up because you woke up the next day. I can't even really explain it any other way than that. But anyways, so much love, everybody. I do appreciate you all for sticking around, and we'll be back with some gaming content. I've also, finally, one last thing. If you guys can hear, I'm still getting this a little bit worked out. I might have to put the mic on the outside. I hope the shirt ruffled isn't messing with it too much. But we got microphones now, so I'm hoping if I can get some people together for some of these Magic games, we'll be getting some actual Commander Night rolling. I think that'd be kind of cool. I just have to find some solid peeps that just want to do it for fun, make some fun content. There's just certain people that immediately hear content and they're like, money? But yeah, that's the way she goes. So much love, everybody. I'll see y'all in the next couple days. Peace.